Within hours of being released, they started destroying the forest. Not slowly, not over months, immediately. Trees ripped open, soil torn apart, and a woodland that had been silent for decades suddenly came back to life.
In July 2022, 4 European bison were released into an English woodland near Canterbury, the first wild bison in Britain in over 6,000 years. At first, nothing looked unusual, just 4 massive animals stepping into a quiet forest. But within hours, everything changed. The matriarch didn't explore. She didn't hesitate. She charged straight into dense vegetation and tore it apart. Then she moved to a tree and ripped long strips of bark clean off the trunk. Not random, not playful, precise, violent, effective. And right beside her, the others dropped to the ground, rolling, smashing, digging into the soil like they were trying to break it open. No one taught them this, and yet it was exactly what the forest needed. From the outside, British woodlands look perfect. Tall trees, thick canopy, endless green. But that's the illusion, because underneath, the forest is suffocating. No light reaches the ground. No plants grow beneath the canopy. No insects, no birds, no life. It looks alive from above, but underneath, it's collapsing. Years of management tried to fix it. Cutting, clearing, machinery. It worked for a while. But the moment humans stopped, the forest sealed itself shut again, and slowly everything below it disappeared until something new arrived. Because these animals were never supposed to come back. At one point, there were only 12 left. Not 12 herds, not 12 groups, 12 animals on the entire planet. Hunted, destroyed, completely erased from the wild. For decades, the species survived only in captivity. Every single bison alive today comes from those 12. Think about that. An entire species rebuilt from almost nothing. And after nearly a century, they were brought back. Not to save them, but to save the forest.
And this is where it gets insane, because bison don't just live in forests. They reshape them. They strip bark off trees, killing them, which sounds destructive, until you realize dead trees are the most important habitat in a forest. They knock trees over, opening the canopy. Light hits the ground. Plants come back. Life returns. They roll in the dirt, creating patches of bare soil, which becomes perfect ground for rare plants and insects. And they graze selectively, forcing diversity to grow instead of uniform layers. It's not random behavior. It's a system. One animal doing the work of entire conservation programs.
Within weeks, the forest started changing. Dense areas opened up. Light reached the ground for the first time in decades. And then something even stranger happened. Life came back instantly. Beetles appeared in their dung almost immediately. Fungi started growing within days. Species that hadn't been seen in years started returning, like the forest had been waiting for something that used to exist, but disappeared thousands of years ago. And the moment it came back, everything woke up.
But not everyone sees this as a success, because this doesn't look like a healthy forest. It looks messy, broken, destroyed, trees falling, soil exposed, chaos everywhere. And for a lot of people, that feels wrong, because we're used to thinking nature should look controlled, clean, balanced, managed. But real nature isn't like that, and these animals prove it.
Right now, that woodland is changing every single day. The herd is growing, new calves are being born, and the forest is becoming something completely different. Not cleaner, not prettier, but more alive. And that leads to a bigger question nobody can ignore.
If one animal can rebuild an entire forest, what happens when we bring the rest back?
If you want to see how other animals are changing entire ecosystems, hit subscribe, because this is only the beginning.